Cuando veo la selva, mi hogar, temo por su futuro.
It's getting harder and harder for the world to meet the demand for fresh water. So as you'll see, more and more of it is being pumped from deep underground.
Are you and are the farmers worried that by going that deep, you are depleting the groundwater?
Well, yes, we are depleting it, but on the other hand, what choice do you have?
What's the result of all this drilling? That's our story.
That's alarming.
It should be.
The Golden State is in the middle of an exceptional drought, the highest category a drought can get. It's the worst drought since record-keeping began over 100 years ago, and water is in short supply. The state's main reservoirs are at an average of only 40% capacity. Some reports say the state has only a year's supply of water left in those reservoirs, and groundwater isn't a reliable option. In a normal year, 40% of the state's drinking water comes from such underground sources, but for too long it's been pumping out more water than can be put back in, which is a big problem, like billions of dollars big.
And water scarcity in parts of Bihar's Lakhisarai district is forcing people to literally dig up a river in search of water. The last 4 to 5 years, the river has been almost drying up.
With dams, wells, as well as rivers drying up in Jharkhand's Jamtara.
Rivers have been the lifelines of this nation and of every nation in a way. We are a culture, a civilization which have grown out of a riverbank. All rivers in India are at a dangerous level of depletion. That means, in another 15 to 20 years' time, most of our rivers will be seasonal, they will not be perennial. If you just fly over India, you look down, you will see entire India looks like brown desert. All rivers are drying up like this. Krishna is not touching the ocean almost 4 months. Kaveri, 2.5 months to 3 months, it doesn't touch the ocean. When rain comes, it floods, otherwise there is nothing. A river which has flown for 1,000,000 years, in one generation, if we kill it,
trees and forests also respirate water. In other words, they soak up water when it rains, and then they re-release that water after a rain. And why is that important? It's because a lot of people think that all the droughts that we're seeing across the country, some types of extreme weather, they think it's caused by, climate change or global warming. The truth is, it's mostly because of clear-cutting of these trees all along the coasts of Texas and other states. If you clear-cut the trees, you stop this absorption of rainwater coming off the ocean, and then the re-release of that water, which blows more rain inland to rain upon, the farm fields and the more northern areas.
The rivers in this nation are essentially forest-fed. Forest-fed river means precipitation happens. Because of vegetation, it is held, and drop by drop, it is let off. It becomes small rivulets, and rivulets become streams, streams become rivers.
So we need to stop cutting the trees. Instead of worrying so much about CO2, let's stop clear-cutting all the forests. Let's get back to permaculture, and the trees can help us bring more water inland so that we don't suffer droughts and crop failures and food shortages.
So what do we have to do for this? It's very simple. For every major river, 1 kilometer on either side, there must be plantation. If it's government land, forest. If it's farmland, from regular farming to horticulture. Very easily, we can enhance the farmer's income 3 to 8 times. In a matter of 4 to 6 years' time, the farmer will need support, economic and material support, to go through this period and come out as a prosperous farmer.
Hace 20 años descubrí una manera diferente de sembrar y empecé a plantar árboles en medio de mis chacras. Este sistema estaba en balance con la naturaleza. Ahora, mi chacra nos provee todo lo que necesitamos para vivir y puedo alimentar a mi familia sin destruir la selva.
For thousands of years, these rivers have embraced us and nourished us. A time has come when we have to embrace the river and nourish the river, because the greatness of our nation depends upon the great rivers in our country. We have a population of 1.3 billion people. I want you to just look at this possibility. No water, 1.3 billion people. The civil strife that will happen. What will happen to human beings when there is no water to drink? You can forget about humanity. Something else will take force. Every human being consumes water, air, everything else, food, land, all of us consume, there's no choice about it. But when it comes to doing compensatory action, very few people are doing it. This is the disaster on the planet. Something so fundamental as water, if rivers stop flowing, large tracts of India will turn into graveyards. If we don't do the right things in the next 10 years, 15 years' time, it could be too late. This is once in a lifetime, not in our lives. Once in a lifetime in a nation's life. I beseech all of you to participate in this in whatever way you can. When I say all of you, I mean everyone who consumes water. To have our rivers flowing, to leave this land rich and well is the best gift we can offer to the future generations of this nation.